Hello friends, my name is Bernard. This violin lesson will be on the third movement of the Mendelssohn Violin Concerto. I just played the movement through for you. Um, before I made this little video, I was just looking at the score, and it always surprises me how much Mendelssohn gets with how little. It's a very, very lightly scored piece, and the violin soloist is kind of running all over the place, and the orchestra just kind of fits in with little interjections here and there and little support. But the violin soloist is really the superstar in this piece. I noticed in the Allegro introduction that there's a tradition starting in measure 645, that there's an accelerando. I was just noticing, oh yes, that's scored alone. The violin plays by itself, and then the orchestra comes in, the strings in particular. And the same thing happens even in the beginning of this movement. The first couple of bars is very light accompaniment, and then suddenly the strings join the violinist on this so it's really important if you're going to be practicing this, concerto, and look at the score, see where either the orchestra or the piano joins you, so you'll know where you have to keep the tempo pretty straight. You can't do very much rubato. Very lovely, amazing introduction, this allegretto non troppo. In other words, allegretto is moving, but not too much. And transition from the second movement, the gorgeous second movement, to this. It really sets up the last movement so wonderfully. It's so exciting. We can all feel the tension. Oh my God, it's coming, this last movement. And then the last movement is the tempo indication is Allegro molto vivace. Typical Mendelssohn. He liked things very, very rapid, very fast. I'm playing, the tempo is about 72. It could be played faster, maybe could be played slower. There's many difficulties in this piece with both bowings and left-hand fingerings. And you could probably go through it, watch what I'm doing. I have come up with some fingerings of my own. One in particular I think is extremely successful there in 690, that famous passage going way up high, where I make a shift right on 690 to second position, and then 6 notes later I shift to a second finger on the E, a high E, and then a few notes later up to another second finger. I found it's really consistent with so check that one out, that fingering. Piece looking and the very big difficulty, I've always had 698, very, very difficult passage there, where I want to get down into the second position and then transition back to first position. As far as like 704, 705, these are passages that are comparatively easy. Matter of fact, the whole piece is comparatively easy if you've practiced your scales, etudes, and arpeggios, because that's what it's built on. I mean, the scales are, of course, not like a regular major or minor scale, but the whole idea of practicing scales is that you develop the skill of shifting, and then when you come to passages in the Mendelssohn or Tchaikovsky or whatever violin concerto it is, or whatever it is with violin, you've already got the skills. So this passage works 732, very, very difficult, and yet in some ways easy. Once you get it, it kind of goes forward. On the third page of this, starting measure 749, we get more into the bowing issues, down 776, 77, where you've got this repetitive up, and you have to find. For me, I purposely am playing this violin. This is by 2014 violin, and I've got it set with light strings, and I'm playing a very light bow, just to try to make everything work a little bit easier. Especially, my hands are a little tired at my age after 60 some years of playing, so I try to make it a little bit easier. The sound isn't quite so good. and as I'm sure you've noticed, but it still allows me the technique pretty easily, and without putting too much strain on my hand. I want to save my hands for more important performances, instead of a YouTube video. So anyhow, do work at. Oh, another little detail that I did on this violin to make it a little bit easier is I pulled the sound post back a couple of millimeters. So it's set up a little bit loose there, plus light strings. These are dominant, just light dominant, and my bow is a 58 grams. So you see, I've got everything set light, and in some ways, it's more difficult because I have to drive the instrument a little more, but at the same time, a lot of the touches are a little easier. I just recorded the Paganini 18 Caprice, same issue. Quality of sound not so good, but it allows my hands to do this without getting injured, worn out. So anyhow, so we're going along here, and then we've got the recap that comes back at 784 with a different scale at 800. I've heard many violinists have problems with this scale for some reason. I don't know why. Going forward, looking at 830, I found 830 used to be an extremely difficult passage for me. I don't know what has changed. Maybe my etude practice, but I find that these chords are quite easy now that I can. You notice I changed the bowing. The bowing naturally would come on a down bow, but to get, you hear that little squeak? Where if you start up, go up, down, then you're going to find it works a lot better all the way through. And then what I do is I do two downs at the very end. They have marked in this part up, up, down, but I do up, down, down. So that works better for me. You can try it both ways. And then the famous last page with the trills going up and these. It's very rare that we've got this kind of a repetitive, to have this kind of double stroke in a major concerto. I did it in the Glazunov concerto last movement. Actually, it was very effective. It wasn't in the original part, but I put it in. You can listen to that. And it's very effective, and it's very effective in this place also. That Mendelssohn was very, very excellent writer for violin. I mean, if you haven't, please play the quartets. Quartets are amazing, wonderful, very difficult for the first violin. I played all of them many times. It's very difficult for the first violin. And then at the very end of this piece, the famous arpeggio, E major arpeggio going up. I'll never forget, I was listening, I was performing to Ruggiero Ricci playing this piece. And, he just threw it off like it was nothing. And I'll never forget watching him play this last run, nothing to it. I've heard many great violinists. I remember Yehudi Menuhin playing this piece. He came out, he was wearing a white coat. The orchestra usually plays with tails, dark tails. But for that performance, Menuhin was playing in a white jacket with black tie, and he played wonderfully. It was a wonderful performance, and I remember this was at the Opera House in San Francisco when I was young, before Davies Symphony Hall was created, and so it was a marvelous thing. It was like the spotlight. There wasn't the spotlight on it, but because he was in white, he was wearing a white jacket, and the orchestra was in dark tails, he stood out. It was really an amazing performance. And of course, he played that wonderful Swallow Stradivari, which Itzhak Perlman's been playing now for a very, very long time, which he purchased from Yehudi Menuhin when Menuhin retired. So anyway, if you have any specific questions about this piece, for me, this piece is, I think of it almost like candy. When you've done your preparation, you just kind of roll through it. It's just fun. It's not all that difficult. It's got some spots. You got to stay alert, of course. But, think about it that way. This is just pure fun, pure enjoyment. Not nearly as much work as playing, oh my God, the Beethoven Violin Concerto. It's not that super technically difficult. It's just you have to be on top of it at every second. Brahms Concerto, the same thing. This concerto is just great fun to play all the way through from beginning to end. All right, so thank you so much for listening. I hope this is helpful to you. Just gives you the flavor of the music, and don't be afraid of it. Just have fun with it. Take care. We'll see you on the next video.